Right, hello then folks. As you can see from the title, and come out with a new scope at One Leaf. The latest one is known as the NV500. Just a quick go over of the One Leaf products that came out probably beginning of 2022, and it started off with the One Leaf Commander. Now this came out in two variants, at a 12mm lens and a 16mm lens. This one's a 12mm lens version, and it suits air rifles shooting out to 60 yards. Now if you're using longer range rifles, firearms, probably the 16mm ones to get millimeter lenses the one to go for. But what this gave you the ability was to attach it to the back of a scope by the use of the rings that came with it. So you could see a bird's eye view of what you see through the scope. It's got a night vision IR torch built into it, and digitally it will show you what you're shooting. So that could be used on any scope that you've got, plus the ability to use it as a spotting scope in the dark. And that came out probably February 22. The next one to come out was the One Leaf Plus, which basically, once they designed the One Leaf Commander, they then designed a optical scope, which was known as a rapid fire, and that was a 3x12x56 scope. Got an attachment on that had already got the adapter built in, so you can just clip it on the back. So that gave you the ability to record what you saw through the scope day or night. And when not recording, you could take that off and you get the optical views from a normal optical scope. It's a second focal plane scope, and it had illuminated reticle and side focus. So that was number 2 to come out. And that was in November 22. It's about the same time, in December 22, they came out with the One Leaf NV200, which was a binocular in 4K. And what made this good was they designed it so you could switch out the lenses. So it came with a 30, 50 and 70mm lens you could swap out. Illuminated again, got a rangefinder built on. If you wanted a rangefinder, you could get one with it on, and I think that worked out to about 1,000 yards. So you could record in the dark all daytime with this one as well. So that was December 22. Following that, probably September 23, which would be 8-9 months later, they brought out a dedicated night vision scope, and this was known as the NV400. 4K again. Could have it as it was with the IR torch, or you could add a rangefinder to that, which costs around £150 extra to the cost. Also, on the side there, you could plug in a USB-C cable to charge it. It also had 18650 battery in the top, and 2 options. It came with a smaller battery, which is probably about 50mm, but then you could put the standard batteries in if you wanted a bit more charge. And they came with 2 different length caps to do that. So that was the next evolution in the scopes, was a genuine night vision scope, similar to the high hit micro type scopes. But that was it, the NV400. Now this is quite a big scope and quite some weight to it. Probably, yeah, there's quite a bit of weight to it. So if you've got an heavy rifle, it's quite a lot to carry around a lot, unless you're sitting in a hide or in a static position. Can be done, but quite some weight to it, but a nice scope all the same. And then just come out is the latest version, which is the NV500. Now, one that's been fantastic over the last 2.5 years. They've not stood still, and each time they've come out with a new development, they tend to push it on to the next item. So the difference between this and this is obvious, the size. So obviously it's got some feedback, so they wanted it more compact. So you can see height wise, big difference there. They've both got rubber caps on, eye caps at the back, but a lot smaller, half the size. The difference between this one and this one is now they're using the same ideas and technologies from the NV200, which means you can swap out the lenses. So this one is the Eagle version. They've got the standard version. The Eagle version is for the lower power options. So these come with either a 1.5 times optical lens or a 2 times optical lens. They was going to send me the 2 different lenses, but they'd only got the one, so probably get used the other lens later. But basically same thing. There's a clip on the side, turn it anti-clockwise and it comes off. So the lens on this one is the 4K. It's an f2, and this one's a 55mm lens. So that'll be 2 times. The scopes have got 13 times digital operation in, 1 to 13 times. So 2 times, you just double the 13. So this will give you 2 times. It gives you 2 to 26 times in total, this one, which is pretty good for close-up ratting, being able to focus down to 2 times. Basically, it's a bayonet fixing. Now, there's a little finger pointing there, and there's that arrow on there. So you line the finger up. There you hear it click into place, and that's it. You line it up, twist it, and when it clicks, it's in place. So that is the latest version. Like I say, this is a 2 times optical lens on this one, which will give me 2 to 26 times zoom. It's in 4K. It's a smaller rangefinder on the side. It's the same IR torch. It's got 3 different options for power of the beam, and you can focus it as well for flood and focus beam. On the side of it, you've got a screw cap, and you plug in a USB-C there to charge it. Now, they say the charging time is around 4 hours from flat, and for that time it will give you between 10 and 4 hours of use. They claim 6 hours as an average. So if you're just using it on and off, it's 10 hours. And if you're using it at night for night vision use and you've got the record on, it can be as low as 4 to 6 hours of use. So the only downside to that is you can't replace the battery in it. It is a rechargeable one. But what you can do, it will run off a power bank. So if you want the extra time, just get a power bank. You can plug that into there and use it that way. It comes with a 18650 battery for the torch with a micro SD card. Now this one's 64GB that I've got on this, but it will run from 32 up to 256GB of memory there. So focus adjustment is on the adjustment ring at the front there. You've got one for your eye at the back there to focus for your eye. The menu button at the top, short press to activate the rangefinder if you've got a rangefinder on it, because you can buy it with or without. If you've got the rangefinder on it, one short press will click the rangefinder on. A long press will bring it into the menu, and you've got massive options on the menu. These also come with ballistics calculators on them as well, so it allows you to zero in, put all the data in about your bullet, your zero range and all things like that, and then when you range to target, it will adjust depending on what range you're at. So yeah, pretty effective that way. It's got a one-shot zero on it. You keep the red cross at the point of aim and then move the white cross to the point of impact and then save it, and that will adjust your shot when you do your initial range. On this now, it's got the actual sunshade, but at night time you just pull that back like that, so you've got the maximum use of light through to the lens. Now it does film in 4K, and frames per second is 120 frames per second, 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second. Now they did say that at night time on the older scopes before this one came out, that you need to for best results is set your frame rate to 30 frames per second when using it at night, which is fair enough, but nice clear picture. Apart from the size difference, when you get into the menu, it's the same as the NV500, so if you've already got one, it'll be easy enough to cross over and use this one, because that is basically the only difference. The software is the same, it's just a size difference, and you've now got the option of multiple lenses for different types of shooting. Like I say, nice little scope and half the weight. So there we go, that's the initial quick unboxing and view of the latest NV500 Commander Eagle from One Leaf. Now, just out of curiosity, I'll be asked this now, I know. This one here is the Zulus. Now, I've had a lot to do with One Leaf and Zulus. So if you look in comparisons the size-wise, that is the size, because I know I'll be asked the same question. But I must say, over this one, this is great, really is. And even if we get out the rapid fire scope, put them side by side, and then take the sunshade off. Now this is a standard size scope, and this is the new NV500. So if you've got a basic telescopic sight and decide to remove most of the bell part on it, that's the sort of size you're going to get. So great little size scope from One Leaf. Okay, so the next things I'll be showing you is the view through the NV500 Eagle in daylight and nighttime use. And over the next night or few nights, hopefully I'll be able to get some wrap work done, so you'll see it in actual use. So thanks for watching. That's the initial look at the NV500. I'll be showing you plenty of use with it, and even more in-depth detail on how it looks through the lens and how you operate it. So thanks for watching for the first video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay then folks, I'm down at the range. Time now is 20 to 8. It should be dark. I think sundown's just after 8 o'clock. So what I'm going to do, make sure it's on 0, make any adjustments if I need to. So switch it on. So that is 0'd now. There's a bit of glare because the sun's just above the thing, so it's affecting it. So what I'm going to do now is swap on to twilight, I think it is. Quick one now, that is the twilight mode. It comes out like in a pink colour, as you can see. Now I'll go for black and white. There we go, black and white. I can turn the torch on. Don't really need it on, but off. Another press. Back to colour. So 15.7 yards. 15.6. If you go in black and white, you might see it flashing. Yeah, you can just see it a lot.